I had somebody ask me to make a video explaining Nick the Camel, which is a way of remembering your polyatomic ions just a little bit easier. They are pretty difficult to know because you have charges and oxygens and elements, and they're all put together. But with your polyatomic ions, with that list of 12, this sentence will actually help you to remember 7 of the 12 polyatomic ions that you need to know: nitrate, carbonate, chlorate, chromate, permanganate, sulfate, and phosphate. So the sentence is: Nick the Camel ate a clam, crayon, and mince for supper in Phoenix. Things that you need to know. You're going to look at each word individually. Look at the element or the name, the letter that it starts with. The letter that this one starts with is N, so that's actually going to be for nitrate. So nitrate starts with a nitrogen. The second thing that you're going to look at is the consonants versus the vowels. Your number of consonants in the word Nick, which there's 1, 2, 3, N, C, and K, will tell you how many oxygens are there. So we have 3 consonants, there's 3 oxygens. The number of vowels tell you the charge of the element, of the polyatomic ion, I apologize. They're all negative. There's 1 vowel, so it has a -1 charge. Now the C's are a little difficult because you have carbonate, you have chlorate, and you have chromate. So that's camel, clam, and crayon. Camel is the first one. Camel is carbonate. So the CA's kind of stayed together. So carbonate starts with carbon. You have oxygen second. Then we're going to look at the number of consonants in the word camel, which we have 1, 2, 3. So we have CO3. We have 1, 2 vowels, so that's -2 charge. Now clam, Cl, is for chlorate because chlorine is Cl. The next thing is an oxygen. We're going to look at to see how many consonants are there. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 oxygens. 1 vowel, so it has a -1 charge. Chromate, Cr, is the element symbol for chromate. Oxygen second. We want to add up how many consonants we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y is a consonant in this case. So CrO4, 1, 2 vowels, -2 charge. Permanganate is a little weird. A few years ago I had a student ask me to come up with something to remember permanganate, and I actually turned it on him and said, hey, give me a word that'll fit into this sentence. There's no words in the English language that start with MN, so he came up with mince, and it actually stuck really well. So permanganate starts with manganese, Mn, so you have to just take out the I. Oxygen is next. For your consonants, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 vowel, so it has a -1 charge. Sulfate is supper. Sulfate starts with sulfur. Oxygen next. Number of consonants is my oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4. SO4. 2 vowels, -2 charge. Phoenix, you have to remember how to spell it correctly, is your phosphate. Phosphate starts with phosphorus. Oxygen next. We want to count up the number of consonants. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of vowels is your charge. 1, 2, 3. So it has a -3 charge. So the sentence, Nick the Camel, that usually helps people to remember these 7 polyatomic ions. Your other polyatomic ions, there's really no good way to remember them. You're just going to have to put a little bit of thought into them and probably make some flashcards. But hopefully that'll, like I said, help you out with these 7.